your cup and make yourself whole. So for me, the foundational base of empowerment, of entrepreneurship, of any kind of engagement, the foundational base of my success, of my well-being, my wholeness, my everything is knowing who I am and where I come from. In my living room right now is a painting that I've owned now for 30 years. You can Google it. It's called To the Highest Bidder. And it's at the center of my house. And it's at the center of my house because it actually is symbolic of the foundation of not the house, but the foundation for my life. The painting is by Harry Roslin, who was a genre painter in the early 20th, late 19th century. And the painting's over 6 feet tall, and it shows a slave woman on the auction block holding her daughter's hand. And I cannot come in the door, my front door, or I cannot leave without passing that painting. I am reminded of where I come from every day of my life, and I am reminded because I never want to forget it. And so when you carry that out into the world, everything that you do comes from the center of that alignment that's coming from the source that we call God, we call divine energy, divine intelligence, whatever name you want to give it, we call life. When you are synced up with life, life just gives to you.
Hello, ladies and gents. Kumusta na? So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon sa ibang mga viewers natin na wala sa Pilipinas, ano? So, please type 1 if you're already tuned in. Sige na, pasok na. Okay, I'm checking the comments. So, para makita natin. Mabati namin kayo, and kung sinong gusto magpa-shoutout, just comment sa ating Facebook Live or YouTube Live. We're also in YouTube, no? Sa mga hindi nakakaalam. Oh, last week yun rin nalaman. Okay. Wait. Saan ang ating program flow? Alright. So, type nyo na rin dyan yung location kung saan kayo kumo-connect. Kung saan kayo kumo-connect. Oh, hello kay KJ. Nakikinig, ano? And good evening everyone from Errol. Good evening din. Ayan. So, while waiting for other people to tune in, nawawala. Nagloloko yata yung ano ko. Okay, ayan. Ayan, so share nyo na rin yung stream and tag your friends in the comment section, lalo na sa mga friends nyo, family, sa mga gusto nyong itag, mga Christian trader dyan. Ayan na. O, dumadami na po sila. Okay, so let's go. Wala pala, mag-isa pa lang ako ngayon. So tatawagin ko na muna yung aking mga kasamahan. So let's get it on. Coach Yel. Coach Yel na may fans club.
Ayan, okay. So, good evening, everyone. Kumusta kayo? Ako, personally, very excited sa mga matututunan natin tonight kasi invested ako sa mga ganitong topic, ano. So, very much looking forward sa mga isi-share ng ating speaker for tonight, ng ating guest. So, again, my name is Coach Yel. I'm a public servant, a crypto trader, and a trading coach. And yun lang, Coach Sandra.
Okay. So, tatlo lang tayo tonight, no? So, tawagin natin si Coach Nicole. Thanks, Coach El.
Ayun, so good evening kapanaligs. So, nandito na naman tayo sa isang exciting episode ng LGG, no? So, ako nga pala si Coach Nicole, and ito na yung inaabangan ni Coach Yel sa gabi-gabi. I am Coach Nicole, ang labandera niyo sa umaga, trader sa tanghali, at syempre lover sa gabi. Ayun.
Oo, nakakatawa pa din, ano? Okay, so before that, kumusta naman kayo, coaches? By the way, I'm Coach Shada. I'm one of the trader development senior coaches. And yeah, um, before that, coach, before tayo mag-start talaga do sa i-interviewin natin, gusto kong malaman kung kumusta kayo. Kasi last week is Mother's Day. So si Coach Shell, I'm pretty sure na lumabas kayo or nag-celebrate kayo. Anong ganap nyo last week? Sunday.
Kami, coach, nag-staycation lang somewhere, tapos quality time talaga. So, hindi tayo nag-trade, nagpahinga tayo. Tapos, playtime. Playtime and intentional playtime and quality time with family. Redundant, Pero yun, ang saya, ang saya. Ang dami bumabati ng Happy Mother's Day. Parang birthday mo ulit. Maya merong may message sa'yo. Tapos, yan, left and right. Ayan.
Talaga? Ganun pala, no? So, ikaw naman, Coach Nicole, kahit, ewan ko kung may, sa mother mo, anong naging ganap?
Tumawag lang ako kasi, 'di ba, as you all know, nasa US sila. So, tumawag lang ako, bumati lang, tapos ganun lang. Tapos timbahay lang tayo. Walang ganap.
Actually, di ko alam, Coach, ba't ganun? Alam ko yung father mo, pero dito pa kita nakikilala. Nakakatawa.
Both parents pala.
Oo, hindi ko alam. So, anyway, Happy Mother's Day belated sa lahat ng mga nakatune in na nanay na nandyan, na mother traders, and sa iyo din, Coach Shell, mababatiin ulit kita. Anyway, sige. So, kumusta naman? So, sabi niyo hindi ka nakapag-trade. Ikaw, Coach Shell, di ka nakapag-trade
Ng
last
Sunday,
Pero ngayon, nakapag-trade ka ba?
Meron na ako, coach, so far. Short tayo for today.
Ayun
Yan
na.
ang mga hinanap kong
Shorter ka pala, no, Coach?
Shorter pala, Hindi naman. Parang yung trend majority of the altcoins, kung yung overall trend. Maraming downtrend talaga na So,
Madami.
yan, mga inabangan natin. Ang ganda ng pullback kagabi, di ba? Mga talagang nagbigay ng entry for another short.
Tapos ako long
Ako din, long ako eh.
May mga nakalong, meron din akong coins na nakatag for long. Anong, naging trading na
Hindi, actually gusto ko rin tanong kasi today maganda, ako medyo nagagandahan ako sa volatility ng market or yung mga opportunity, definitely. Ikaw nga naka-short, ako naka-long, pero pareho tayong kumita. So sino yung mga kumita today? Please type me dyan sa comment section. Nakakainis, short for today, parang height lang. Ba't ganun?
Kailangan
Kailangan talaga may emphasis no?
Kailangan parang may kailangan na tayong gawin sa viewer na to Parang hindi na natin nagugustuhan yung mga comment niyan.
Special shoutout kaso. Special shoutout pang-aasar.
Yun. So yung mga kumita, sa mga naman, kahit kumita o hindi, I hope that you're all doing okay. No? Especially now na medyo yung team ng natin ng Trader Development University is about burnout, or yung tawag nga natin, anong sagot para sa burnout? Coach Shell, ano yung term natin na pinopromote ngayon ng TDU? Ano yung slogan natin ngayon?
More of how's your energy level, diba? Parang umiikot yung topic on how to preserve your inner peace, mga ganon. Ano pa ba? Parang practical ways to manage stress and anxiety, especially during these times. So, yan. Medyo ganon.
Ayun na. So, in short, padayon lang. Tuloy lang kahit anong mangyari. No? Ngayon? Thursday. So, lapit-lapit na yung weekend. So, nandun na tayo sa Kung hindi pa nakapag-trade, know that there's always opportunities. So, you just have to be present para makita yung mga trades na yun. So, just that. So, yun lang yung gusto kong sabihin, and I hope that okay ka. So, please type in the comment that I'm gonna be okay, if you're okay. Umilis mag-weekend, sabi ni Carl. Okay, so tonight, I want you to know that we have a special guest. Diba? Kung nakita niyo yung poster namin, kakaiba yung guest namin for tonight. And baka isipin niyo, anong kinalaman nito sa trading ko? As traders, diba? So tonight you will know at the end of this LGG session that I promise you will know the strategies on how to cope with stress. Ayun na, kakasabi lang ni Coach Shil kanina para may mga sometimes stress sa ano kasi natin sa trabaho natin as traders, medyo stressful naman talaga minsan. Dumadating yung mga point na medyo nabe-burnout tayo, 'di ba? Pag walang ma-trade, nabo-bore or nagpipilit ng trade or minsan pag losing streak lalo, 'di ba? So meron. And how you will know your trigger points. Ito, yun yung mga mga specialty ng guest natin. And lastly, how can you apply your energy management in trading so you can still trade and enjoy while earning. O, di ba? O, gusto niyo yun, no? O, please type nyo sa comment section na gusto ko yan. Para naman, para may energy tayong ibigay dito sa, sa guest natin. Kasi siya ngayon magtuturo ng energy management. So, i-welcome natin siya with lots of energy, no? Bigyan nyo lang dyan. Energy. Energy.
Grabe
Okay?
exciting. Super exciting. We have someone expert in this topic, no? So, ang dami nating matututunan for tonight. Ihanda nila ang mga notebook nila, Coach Sandra. Kasi marami tayong mga practical ways na kailangan i-take note of. Ayan.
Okay. Oh, actually parang yung mga coaches mo excited dito eh.
Sobrang excited na talaga ako.
Parang
Pwede ka na natin
talaga yung
tawagin.
Coaches, ano ba tayo? Stress. O tayo excited. Pero kasi ang ganda ng topic nga. So wag na nating patagalin pa. No? Itong guest natin for tonight is international. Diba? International. Hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, guys. International multidisciplinary facilitator. O, diba? International multidisciplinary facilitator. Medyo mahirap intindihin pero tanong natin sa kanya anong meaning ng later. No? So tinutulungan yung mga entrepreneurs and driven professionals to amplify their impact with ease through rapid and progressive subconscious identity upgrades. Oh, ang nun, ang heavy nun, coach. Grabe yung ginagawa, no? Bakit? So that they may earn more, make an even bigger impact in their community, and of course, enjoy life, all while working less. Oy, gusto natin yan. Her signature method has generated 154 plus, more than 154 success stories. O, diba? Dami na niyang natulungan. Ranging, ito guys, interesting. Ranging from multiple A players, top entrepreneurs, and community leaders. So, interesting. Interesting. A players daw. At saka siguro may mga kilala tayo dito na coach na niya. So ngayon, Sarah and her team are on a mission to elevate the country's economic state by helping Filipinos break the cycle of intergenerational trauma, awaken them to their true powerful nature, and make personal development and empowered mindfulness a lifestyle. Okay, so let's welcome Coach Nicole. Papasukin muna si Coach Sarah Suyom. Hello.
Hi! Hello po!
Ayan.
Can you guys okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Kinikilabutan
Ang pretty
ako.
naman yung Sarah.
Hindi ko alam, pero parang pagpasok niya yung energy niya, sobrang kinilabutan na kaagad ako.
Shy naman.
Kahit virtual lang.
Wait, ibahin natin. Ayan.
Ganda.
Ayan. Thank you so much for having me, Coach Nicole, Coach Sandra, and Coach Yel. I am so honored to be here. It's not, hindi ko pa kayo masyadong nakikilala, pero as I was listening to how you guys were talking, talagang sabi ko, wow, parang iba ata tong grupo na to. Parang nakakatuwa ata. And so I'm really excited to be here and to share whatever I can to be of service to our fellow Filipinos in their pursuit of more income and more ease in their lives. So let's get started. Thank you again for having me here. Natahimik
Parang
kayo.
gusto mo, parang gusto mo na lang makinig sa kanya. Miss Sarah, pwedeng makikinig na lang kami. Ayan.
Mamaya ba magsawa na kayo sa madaldal ako. Pag tinanong niyo ako ng tanong, hindi natatapos yung
Ayan.
sagot ko.
Yan ang mga gusto namin, Miss Sarah. Okay. Coach Sandra, sige, ipag-ano natin kay Miss Sarah yung yung coverage of work niya. Like, what is meant by a psycho-energetic coach para lang mas ma-familiarize yung audience natin tonight. Kasi parang ako personally, first time kong marinig yung yung title or line of work ni Miss Sarah. So I would like to know kung ano yung coverage usually.
Sige, game. Sige. So, a lot of my modalities, yung mga pinapractice ko na techniques and skills and facilitations, it's considered alternative therapy. So, internationally accreditations niya. The story is, I studied psychology. So, my background in terms of academics talaga is very scientific, very psychology, science, and neuroscience. And even nung high school pa lang ako, I'm already reading books around psychology, neurolinguistic programming. So, medyo maaga yung interest ko talaga nag-start. But when I started studying therapy or in my degree sa psychology, na-realize ko, masyado akong tamad para maging therapist. Yun na lang yung sabi, masyado akong tamad. Masyado palang mahaba yung mga traditional approaches sa therapy. So, being the tamad/efficient person that I am, I started looking for other modalities that I can practice that can help deliver results that are still measured but are more timely, mas mabilis, mas efficient. So, I went to alternative therapy instead, and yung scope ko is very holistic. So, I see a human being as multidimensional. What does that mean? Merong physical, mental, emotional, energetic, and spiritual part of us. And when we work on any aspect of those, of yourself, kasama lahat dapat. You're not having a tummy ache kasi may nakain kang masama. Malamang stressed ka. Malamang may problema ka sa heart. Baka heartbroken ka. Sino dito yung pag kinakabahan siya ning sumasakit? Ako lang ba?
Ako.
lang? Oh. Sino dito yung pag konting stress lang, kakain?
Ako din yan.
Diba? Sino dito yung pag stress konti, hindi na nakakatulog?
Yun ako.
Hindi ko kayong tatlo agad. So, lahat po, it's all connected. So, I appreciate the connectedness of everything in our lives, especially those different aspects of ourselves and how they work together. So, when I work with people, my clients, my students, we try to address all of those areas. Pero, because ang pinaka-forgotten, in my opinion and in my experience, ang pinaka-forgotten part of ourselves for a lot of people is their emotional, energetic, and spiritual well-being. Nandun yung talagang focus ko by working with the subconscious mind, because it is the part of yourself that gives you access to those emotional, energetic, and spiritual parts. Yun. Hindi ko alam kung mas na-explain ko ba or mas pina-complicate ko ba. Diba?
Parang mas naiintindihan ko.
Okay,
Miss Sarah.
Yun.
Ang dami ko nang Parang may learning
agad,
agad.
diba? Nanganganak na yung mga tanong.
Introduction pa lang. Grabe talaga.
Intro pa lang. So, kaya ko sinabing multidisciplinary kasi sa totoo lang, nakakatamad na kasi ilista yung mga modalities that I have studied and certified for and trained for. So, and to be honest, no one really knows what they are. Especially if I work with, they all will, mauubos yung oras natin kaya explain ko isa-isa. But the point is, I work with all parts of you as much as I can. And I focus mainly with the subconscious mind and your emotions so that we can have a better life. Yun lang naman talagang gusto nating lahat.
Okay. So parang long story short, gusto tayong tulungan ni Miss Sarah on how we can manage our subconscious and your program and how we can live a better life. No? Miss Sarah, no, if you can remember, you gave us a survey
Yes.
parang Google form. And I don't know the reason, but upon looking sa mga questions, is mukhang you need to analyze ano ba yung common problems ba or common challenges ngayon ng mga tao, na audiences na nandito ngayon nakikinig
Mm.
sa'yo at nanonood.
Yes.
So,
Nandito ba kayo? Meron ba dito yung mga sumagot ng pinasend namin na survey, guys? Sagutin niyo naman ako kung nandito kayo.
Ako, sumagot ako.
Ano si Jay? Sumagot. Oh, kasi I wanna see how aware you guys are or the audience are when it comes to the connectedness of your emotions and your trades and the results that you get. So what I find with my clients who are yun na nga, high-level entrepreneurs, talagang hard workers, mga super achievers, very high-performing anxious individuals. Baka ano yun, baka meron sa inyo nun. Napapansin ko kasi na they can get to a certain level of success, right? And then they start sabotaging themselves. And then they start crashing, burning out. And then they start working their way up again. And then it becomes like a cycle like that, never actually exiting their income ceiling. So parang lahat naman tayo meron tayong upper ceiling in your income, in your states of happiness. Again, I always talk about all aspects of self. So I'm not just going to talk about money and your trade. So when we start hitting our upper ceiling, magka-crush ka talaga. It's like an invisible glass wall na parang hindi mo ma-break. And part of the very long introduction about me and what I do, yung kanina, is rapid and progressive subconscious identity upgrades. So in order for you to break the glass ceiling, you would want or you would need to actually have identity upgrades. You have to change the way you look at yourself, your beliefs, break through your limiting beliefs, break through your old habits and patterns so that you can get different results. Nagme-make sense naman yun, di ba?
yes. Miss Sarah, wait lang papatype ko lang para di makalimutan ng audience natin. Identity upgrade. Ngayon
Oo,
ko
identity upgrades. Alam mo yun, kung merong iPhone 1, 2, 3, nasa iPhone 14 na tayo, di ba? So, tayo din, our whole life is dictated by who we think we are. Do you guys agree? If you think you're forever destined to be poor, you wouldn't be trading to begin with. But even if you try, di ba? Even if you try trading, if nakabaon yung belief na yon, na belief na, lahi talaga namin mahihirap, masama, hindi talaga kami marunong mag-handle ng money. Even if you trade and you learn all of the skills required, you will still sabotage your strategy. You will still end up not following your strategies. You will still end up not following your risk management plan. Diba? Because your subconscious beliefs can end up sabotaging and showing up. Kasi ayaw niyang palitan yung results mo because your identity has not yet upgraded. Nagigets niyo ba yun?
So,
Think
so
about
Miss Sarah, unahin mo yung identity upgrade. Parang gano'n. And then the rest.
100%. Yes, that's it. Think about it this way. Lahat ba kayo may partners? May boyfriend, may asawa? Meron? Lahat?
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys know the movie Indecent Proposal? Familiar ba? It's okay. I'll give you the context.
Isusulat ko.
Example. So yung Indecent Proposal, ganito, let's create a hypothetical situation, no? Nasa hindi bar, wag nga bar nasa beach kayo, family vacation. Tapos, meron kayo nakasalubong na sobrang yaman na guy. Hindi naman siya pangit, pero medyo matanda na siya. Sobrang yaman niya. Tapos, nagka-crush siya sa'yo. Ikaw lang kausap ko. Pretend I'm just talking to you. Nagka-crush siya sa'yo. Pero alam niyang may asawa kasi holding hands kayo, may anak pa kayo. Alam niyo, nag-date kayo. Kinausap yung asawa mo. Sabi, bro, grabe. Sobrang ganda ng misis mo. 10 million, one night lang. Okay ba? Payag ka ba? Akin na lang yung misis. One night lang. Parang ang layo ng topic ha, pero just bear with me. So,
Okay.
at that point, you or maybe your husband will have to make a decision. Either sasapakin niya yung kausap niya or baka, uy, or babe, 1 million daw? One night? Baka wala naman kayong gagawin. Baka magde-date lang kayo. Baka mag-uusap lang. Baka naman gusto ko lang i-date ka usapin. Ano ba? Ikaw consider mo natin. Diba? When pag may mga ganun na situation, the decisions, okay, that you will end up making is not gonna be based on the money. It's not gonna be based on anything else aside from who you believe yourself to be. Does that make sense? You will never do something that is against who you think yourself to be, who you identify yourself as. So kung ang belief mo, I'm destined to be poor, or ang belief mo is, mga mayayaman, greedy talaga yan. Kasi di ba lumaki tayo sa mga telenovela sa Pilipinas na ang mga kontrabida parating mayayaman, magaganda, tapos yung mga bida parating cute and humble and poor, diba? So, on a very deep level, na ingrained sa atin in a way na pag mayaman, greedy, masamang tao, may ginagawang krimen, diba? Or a drug lord, whatever it is. And so, a lot of the Filipinos I've worked with in my workshops and programs, and even high-level entrepreneurs, deep down inside, there is that one thing that is sabotaging them to reach the next level of success or wealth in their lives. And it's really funny and interesting ano yung mga nahihimay namin na mga deep subconscious beliefs about money and about themselves. So if you don't think, hindi naman ako greedy na tao, tapos may connection yung belief mo about greed and money, abay iiwasan mo talaga yung money. Kahit na consciously, you're doing everything you can to study trading, to improve your strategies and all of that. Pag may mismatch, hindi ako greedy, therefore hindi ko dapat yumaman. Therefore, kahit na inaaral ko to, sa sabotage ko to. It sounds really illogical, but that's what's happening to a lot of people. Nagbe-make sense ba sa inyo yung mga ina-explain ko?
Definitely.
Sige.
Processing and
Processing, no? Tahimik kayo eh.
Very parang gusto lang makinig, no? Parang enjoy na enjoy. Sige, go, Coach Sandra.
All day. Nako, 1 hour lang tayo. I love talking about this. Yeah.
So, go ahead, Coach Nicole.
Hindi kasi, napaisip ako, parang, yun sa introduction ni Miss Sarah regarding sa work niya, parang, hindi tayo, di ba, personally, hindi naman natin alam kung ano yung psycho-energetic, tapos, pero alam natin yung holistic approach kasi syempre, natatackle din sa trader development kahit paano. Pero, yung isang sa mind ko is, yung mga taong lumalapit sa'yo, ano yung certain reasons? Parang, kasi di ba you attract people?
Yes.
So, ano yung certain reasons bakit sila lumalapit sa'yo?
This is a really fun story, which is why I'm gonna answer it this way. The very first time I said yes to this path, kasi before being a coach and a facilitator, I had another business. The very first client was a friend, and she said, Sarah, ano ba yung drugs ginagamit mo? At ang saya-saya mo. Gusto ko niyan. I don't care what it is. Give me some. Of course, she was joking, right? Pero when you said you attract people. So I feel like when I started venturing into this path, people just started seeing a certain light and energy that I radiated, which is really just being authentically me. Because it's not always that I'm happy. It's just that I'm okay not being okay, and I know how to handle what is coming my way. And I'm not overwhelmed, and I'm not sabotaging myself in any inconceivable, irrecoverable. Is that a word? Alam mo yun, yung hindi ako na-overwhelmed sa problema and nakakaya kong bumalik at tumayo even stronger. And so that was my very first client ever. She was a friend, and then She got such an amazing result in her work with me that she started training as well in the modalities that I was practicing, because she wanted to continue spreading this ripple effect that has happened into her life. So a lot of the people now that I've worked with, when I started kasi, I created talaga a deal, a declaration to the universe. Or you can also maybe look at it in this way. I've set a really strong intention. I was very intentional when I let go of my other business. I surrendered and set a strong intention. Sabi ko, okay, universe, if I'm gonna do this path, I know I will be really good at it. Pero ayoko kasi to bitawan, kaya dapat sobrang laki din ng impact na magagawa ko dito na side in being a facilitator and coach. Para maging worthwhile, na i-give up ko yung tinayo ko for like 7, 8 years na business. And I love telling this story. And so, it was that night na umuulan, umiyak ako. I was going through my own identity upgrade. I was going through my own ego death. I was dying. A part of my old identity and my ego was dying. That was connected to the business. And sabi ko, please connect me to the leaders. I want to work with the top 1%. I want to be working with those who have a voice, because if I work with them, whatever positive effect I have on them, it will ripple down into their communities. Whatever upgrades they get, it will also be shown in the communities. And so we can impact more people that way. Kasi sabi ko talaga, if I'm gonna leave a mark, I wanna be directly or indirectly impacting 80% of the population of the country. Ganun ako ka-ambisyosa. Sabi ko, wala pa akong kahit ano niya na. So, yun lang yung dineclare ko. And then the next day, by that time, just to give you guys context, I was already doing charity work. I was working with a couple of people because a lot of people are depressed. And so I created a group and I started, just doing meditations, emotional clearing work. I was just supporting people in the way that I could, because I can see how much the pandemic was affecting people emotionally, energetically, mentally. And so one of the people that I was working with at that time, she was part of Binibining Pilipinas, I think. And that night that I was crying my heart out and making this grandiose intention with the universe, she was having pala an interview with Pia and her co-host that is related to Binibining Pilipinas. They were impressed with the way she answered. They loved how she thinks. And so they asked her, bakit ganyan ka mag-isip? And sabi niya, may coach ako. She's helping me become triggerless. Kasi yun yung brand ko before. Become triggerless. Ano yung becoming triggerless? Tell us more. And so that short conversation turned into what would then be the biggest sign for me to continue on this path. Overnight, I connected with Pia Forchback. She wanted to work with me. I had no website. I had no following. I didn't have a name because I was just starting, and up to that point, I was doing charity work for people, just helping them out. And so, for a brief second, I had my own ego death and identity upgrade, and instantly, I have an overnight celebrity client. That's how fast you attract things when you upgrade your identity. When you operate in that level, you have, kasi when I did that ego zest for myself, sabi ko, fine, I'm going to be a coach and a facilitator, and I'm gonna work with leaders, period. And it's like universe mismo, parang ano siya, para siyang gino-joke niya ako, is this 1% enough? Okay na ba si Pia sa'yo? May voice na ba? Enough na ba yung voice niya? Enough na ba yung reach? Sabi ko, masyado ka namang pagbiro, Universe. Miss Universe talaga yung inabot mo sa akin. Oo, enough na to na sa akin. So, when people come to me, they get curious about what I do, number one. Number two, there's something that's blocking them. And a lot of times, they don't even have the words for it. It's just some sort of knowing that they've tried so many things externally, but nothing seems to be giving them the results that they want, or it's too slow. And so, as one of my clients also puts it, sabi niya, I do so many things. I hustle a lot. I do all the right things by the book. And then I realized, because I'm not getting anywhere, that maybe I should stop looking outside and start looking within and find and look for the answers there. And so she came to me to look for the answers within. I'm gonna connect that with my realization dun kay Pia. The next day, we were talking na over Instagram, and I had a mini parang imposter syndrome. Sabi ko, matutulungan ko ba talaga siya? Mas maganda siya sa akin, mas successful naman ata siya sa akin, mas mayaman siya sa akin, mas kilala naman siya sa akin. Anong mabibigay ko sa kanya? Right. But that lasted like half a second. Instantly, my higher knowing, my inner being, my intuition just gave me that sense of peace and reassurance. Sarah, you never tell people what to do, and you never need to know the answer for them. What you're really good at is helping them find their own answers. And I'm like, oh nga no? O nga pala, sige, game. Ganun na. And ganun lang kadali. When you're aligned with your identity that has been upgraded, everything falls into place and everything else is easy. It just feels aligned. It doesn't mean you're not going to have problems anymore, but those problems and the other challenges that comes with the problems, they become more worthwhile. They become more fun and they become more manageable. Yun. Ang haba ko sumagot, tapos sabi sa inyo, madaldal.
Nakaka-relate ako dun sa you don't need answers for everything. Parang kasi laging binabanggit ni Kap yun sa leadership team. Sabi niya na hindi mo kailangan ng intelligent answers sa bawat question ng mga students.
Correct.
What you need is to help them kasi nasa kanila mismo yung answer, hindi lang nila ma-articulate. Parang ganon.
Yeah.
So, sobrang nakaka-relate talaga ako dun. And, di ba laging sinasabi, the brilliance is out there. Yun. May question pala si Jigen.
Ay, wait lang, Coach. Sige,
Sige.
Sige,
part muna natin yan.
Park lang yan, park. Anyway, we can relate Coach Sarah, no? Coach Sarah. Coach Sarah in many levels. Kasi sabi nga ni Coach Nicole kanina, as ka-coach din, kasi coach din kami, but on a different industry lang, we can relate talaga na sometimes we have this, imposter syndrome, lalo na when we were starting. Sabi nga ni Coach Nicole kanina, how can we coach someone, a trader who's richer than us. Talagang sobrang dami ng pera pero they still need help, di ba? And actually another thing that we can relate to is yung about identity. Kasi we have a program in trader development also na tackles about identity. And somehow talagang nagko-connect yung mga bagay na sinasabi mo sa amin and what we're learning so far, di ba, Coach Shell?
Oo, Coach. Ako, grabe yung nakita ko rin yung pagkakakonect-connect na sinasabi ni Ms. Sarah and what we're trying to teach our traders as well. Pero parang na-hook ako about, haba na sinabi ni Ms. Sarah, pero ang dami ko agad, nagna-note nga ako ng questions ko talaga. Sabi ko,
Coach, yan.
sabi mo, Ms. Sarah, parang yung meron kang term na sinabi about being triggerless. So parang yun yung pinaka-nahook sa akin na pag may nakita rin akong teacher that would teach me about being triggerless, sobrang ma-entice din ako. Kasi parang ang na-notice ko sa paligid, no, in general, people are, parang majority of the people are in fight response, yung body nila. Parang people are easily triggered, they're very reactive sa mga petty na bagay. Alam mo yun, parang more or less yung yung response ng body nila to certain events, yung mga daily events is more of dun sa fight response. Kasi they get defensive, di ba? Lahat ng emotions binubuhos. So parang, may question na agad ako, Coach Sandra, pero parang more of, pwede natin later i-discuss, kung parang, how do you decompress, parang, di ba, from being in that fight response ng body mo? How do you decompress? Para mas maging in tune ka with your intuition, di ba? Parang mas light yung pag-work mo with other people. Ayun.
Ang oras na, teka lang, mga 3 hours to sasagutin kasi sobrang love ko talaga yun na topic. Pero you hit the
Pwede
spot
ka
on
ano?
asking the question. Pwede ba
Ay,
mag-extend
yeah.
mga 3 hours? Joke lang.
Yes.
Hindi, joke lang. Coach El, sobrang ganda ng tanong mo. And that's really a core thing in my programs and even in my one-on-ones. Uh, I really emphasize the importance of learning how to regulate your nervous system. That is the keyword, regulating your nervous system. Think of it as a skill. Just like we're not born with, proficient communication skills right away, it's learned, right? Your nervous system also learns certain habits. A lot of people, majority of the people, are in fight or flight. They don't even know it. Just because our modern setup right now, okay, yung stressors kasi natin, it's no longer from snakes, tigers, or bears. Alam mo yun, hindi na tayo nakatira sa kuweba, hindi tayo naghahunting, wala nang i-invade ng ating mga tribes. So biologically, our bodies are actually still wired to fight or flight from those stressors. Pero ngayon, wala na yun. Ang kaaway ng utak natin at ng katawan natin, kapitbahay, charts. Meron akong term na ginawa, chart trauma. Okay? Yung nasunugan ka, nakakarinig.
Short trauma.
Chart trauma, ito po yung pag nasunugan ka or in your journey of learning how to trade, hindi ka nakaprocess ng emotions mo and so nagkaroon ng negative association yung itsura ng chart because it has triggered grief, loss, disappointment, failure. And can you imagine all the other things connected to those emotions? And so when those emotions are not properly processed, released, healed, every time you look at the chart, it's now tainted by those past experiences, therefore clouding your judgment, clouding your perspective. So even if you have a good strategy in place, right? Dahil clouded yung judgment mo, sometimes you miss like very important marks to really discern the structure of the chart. Nagigets nyo, di ba? Or medyo jargon, hindi na, may traders naman talaga yung audience natin, so nagwe-make sense naman yung mga sinasabi ko, right? So, na-realize ko yun na people, because I also studied it. So, napapansin ko, even for myself, because I'm very in tune with my body and my intuition, napapansin ko, I can sense a certain activation and trigger when this happened, when I saw this, when I looked at this. And because I'm lucky that I know how to regulate my nervous system with my own practices and skills that I also teach, kini-clear ko lang siya. So hindi tumatagal yung trauma na yon. Hindi ako nagkakaroon ng mga biases na yon. Pero for people who don't know how to manage their emotions, process them effectively, because remember this, emotions really are just energy in motion. However, our bodies learned to not process them. Kasi pag umiiyak yung bata, anong sasabihin? Uy, wag ka na umiyak, okay lang yan. Or pag lalaki, uy, pang bakla lang yan, pang babae lang yung umiyak, wag umiyak. Or pag babae pa naman, pero uy, di ba big girl ka na, ate, wag ka na umiyak. We're trained to suppress our emotions at a very young age. And we a lot of people don't unlearn that. Okay? So a lot of people are in a stressed or triggered or activated dysregulated nervous system. They don't even know it. We don't even know it. Okay? And so yun na yung bagong norm. Yun na yung bagong normal. And when we're there, our bodies are not recovering properly, not healing properly. That's why long-term stress disorders exist, because we have long-term stress every day. Ang medyo connected yung dalawang topic yung na-explain ko at the same time. Pasensya na. Pero,
baka na-spill na yung details ng program mo
Hindi. Okay. Kahit spill ko lahat, okay lang talaga. Kasi information is everywhere naman eh. Hindi talaga ako madamot sa information. But it's because I already know that it's not lack of information that makes people stuck eh. Again, it's the misalignment in the subconscious mind. And that's very malalim. That's why my programs are really targeting that eh. Yung talagang diretso tayo sa subconscious mind kasi 90% yan ng utak mo, 10% lang yung conscious. So, ako, for me personally, I have practices of mindfulness, meditations, EFT, even qigong, yoga, even just exercise, even dancing, even my artworks, even just journaling. All of those habits are proven to help regulate your nervous system, help you process things in your body. And if you don't do any of those, I recommend that you start doing them. Kahit yung brain dumping lang na journaling, yung wag mo nang i-overthink, lahat lang ng iniisip mo, isusulat mo lang talaga siya. So, ito ang first tip. Nako, patapos na tayo per first tip pa lang to. Sa mga traders natin dyan, kung hindi pa po kayo nagda-dump ng feelings nyo related to your trades, please start doing that before and after trades. Clear your thoughts. So you start from here, clear your thoughts, clear your emotions. So thoughts and emotions, and clear your body. So think about all the things it's in your mind, think about all the things in your heart, and think about all the things in your body, and just start putting all of that in paper. So kung gusto niyo ng very scientific na explanation, that just clears your head and makes you, better in your decision making. If gusto niyo ng medyo woo-woo na explanation, energetically, there is a transfer of energy from your body to a piece of paper so that you're a clear vessel and you can be more in touch with your intuition and you can have better clarity. Ganun lang. So that's just one simple practice that you can start implementing right away. There's tons more. And you can even Google it, and there's going to be plenty of resources that shows you. But I would put that as a top life skill. Learn to regulate your nervous system. Sometimes a simple pause, breathe, and count from 5 to 1 before saying anything, doing anything, clicking the sell, clicking the buy button, kahit yun lang muna, it's life-changing. Because a lot of people, ito kasi yung triggerless journey. Meron kang stimulus and then meron kang reaction. A lot of people looks like this. Ang tawag ko dito, excuse me for my French, this is called the shit sandwich. It's called the shit sandwich. So meron kang trigger and response. Parang sandwich na walang palaman, di ba? Dalawang tinapay lang, walang space. So to become triggerless or less responsive to your triggers, dapat yung trigger or yung situation, yung stimulus, and yung response mo, dapat may space. May space for palaman. Wag lang puro tinapay. Okay? Lagyan mo dyan ng strategies. Lagyan mo ng pause, breathe, count 5 to 1. Maybe even drink a glass of water. Maybe take a 5-minute walk. And then you think about how you want to respond. So it's a very simple delay tactic. I-delay mo lang talaga. Yung, alam mo yun, triggered ka na, gusto mo nang sumagot, ready ka na makipagsuntukan sa words, ready ka na makipag-away, just pause. Just breathe deeply in your body. Just practice a level of higher awareness, looking at your own state of being in that moment, looking at the thoughts, because you are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings. You can look at them and see that you are not them, right? Because if you have 100 thoughts, they're all different, then how can that be all you at the same time? So that's not you. You're just observing them. It's just part of your reality, right? So if you can pause and be a higher observer and just look at those thoughts and those feelings, you're already ahead of your version 1 self. You already acted in a better way without even doing anything different in that moment. Just by delaying your response, just by making your sandwich a better sandwich and not a shit sandwich, may space for palaman. Nag-make sense ba yun? Sa inyo?
Yes. Ang
Diba
dami
yun?
kong realizations.
Pa-share naman realization.
Sige, Coach Sarah, nandyan pa ba yung mga audience natin sa FB, sa YouTube? So, kung nandyan pa kayo, guys, paki-comment naman yung mga learnings nyo so far.
So far, oo.
Mga 10 modules na yung dinidiscuss natin, pinagkakasya natin sa 1 hour. Sabi sa inyo, hindi kaya to. Hindi na kaya yung topic natin. Dami nilang gustong itanong.
Oo, ayan ang ginagawa. Actually, marami na rin yatang gumagawa ng ganyan, yung dumping ng thoughts. Pero very, very, ako ang na-realize ko, Coach, is pause is powerful.
Yeah.
Sobrang akala natin dati, parang, ako personally, parang pagka tumagal yung sagot mo is, umumuka akong walang alam or hindi marunong mag-react. But nandun pala yung sikreto sa post.
Exactly. Can I comment on that? Is that okay?
Sure.
Ang ganda ng pagkakasabi mo eh. Parang the idea of responding right away, the way you said it sounds like it's an act of defensiveness. You are coming from, you may, I'm not sure, but you may have come from a place of fear of being judged, that you are not smart enough, that you're not, that you don't know what you're saying. So, pansinin niyo yan, yung mga taong ready agad sumagot, actually, my place of fear and my place of insecurity that's trying to cover up itself. Kaya sagot agad. And you know what? This is one of the most common causes of conflict in relationships. Because people don't listen. They don't listen to understand. They listen to respond right away. And so how can communication happen if you're ready to respond right away without even first fully grasping, tasting, and just immersing yourself in what has just been shared by the person you're with, diba? So, na may miss out yung intimacy pag nag-uusap yung mga tao kasi ready ka agad sumagot. So, anyway, parang medyo na ano lang siya, na-segue. Na-segue doon kasi ang ganda nun eh. Talaga yun, oo. And I'm not, hindi din ako, tawag yan, free from that. I've experienced that before. Mga pamilya ko matatalino lahat. Kung hindi mo alam ang sagot, kick out ka agad, rejected ka agad, bobo ka agad. So, syempre, natuto din ako sumagot. Bilis-bilis ko din sumagot. Hanggang sa baliktad na ngayon. And super enjoy ko na sasabihin ko, I don't know. Pag sinabi kong I don't know, sobrang saya ko. It means, wow, there's something I can learn.
Tsaka parang free ka, no? You have the freedom to say, you don't know.
Yes. Yes, and my self-esteem is intact. Even if I say, I don't know. Google mo. Gusto ko malaman, Google natin. Ganun. Di ba?
Ang ganda.
Ang ganda. This one, oo.
Ang dami nag-ano ng extension. Ang daming gustong i-cover. Tapos, ayan,
part 2.
pwede, no? Pwedeng part 2. But, okay lang ba na ay sige, si Coach Nicole, inaano niya, pina-flash niya sa screen yung mga
ayan na, 3 hours.
natin. Mga learning sa panalig natin. Pero ito, Coach Sarah, since siguro kung mag-extend naman tayo 10 minutes, pero we just want to know, ano ba yung result ng survey? Kasi very intriguing eh. Ano yung result ng survey na pinasagutan mo? And at the same time, ano yung insights mo about it? Ano yung kaya nating iwan sa mga kapanalig nating traders na nanonood na paano nga ba natin ma-manage ng maayos yung energy and also our identity and how we can kasi yung mga traders dapat master namin yung mga sarili natin eh, and that means mastering our triggers as well. So anong masasabi mo dun sa survey and what's the message for us?
So okay lang ba before ko sagutin, may intro ako konti. So I made the questions that way because the first time I saw what a chart looked like when I was starting my own trading study. Sabi ko, if people still don't understand or if people still don't believe that emotions dictate reality, they do not need to look any further than just looking at a chart. Because the chart is a historical data of the collective emotions of people engaging in that market. Nagigets niyo yun? Do you agree? Every buying decision is based on either fear or maybe hope or maybe some sort of planning or maybe even greed, right? These are all emotional causes for making a decision. And so if you look at the chart, it's the result. It's a historical collection, documentation of how people feel and then the action that they took from those feelings. So sabi ko, kailangan nyo pa ba ng proof na emotions create reality? Ayan no, may numbers pa. very quantitative, right? Very quantifiable yung impact ng emotions. Anong nangyayari pag may calamity? Pag may yung last 911 tragedy, right? Pag may global events, we know instantly that the stock market instantly also fluctuates significantly, drastically. Even lalo na ang crypto, it's so volatile because people are volatile. The reason forex is more stable than crypto is because mas established na siya, so people there feel less volatile emotionally. But because crypto is new, people feel unsafe. And so when people feel unsafe, they're easily triggered. And so they feel volatile. Nagigets nyo, di ba? So, nung sinaaral ko yung chart, sabi ko, oh, why? Ang saya ko. Kasi na-feel ko talaga na yung validation of, kasi talagang I believe that your energy really dictates everything that you experience in your life, including the charts, including your trades, including your money and health, etc. Okay, so, balik tayo dun sa tanong. So, haba ng intro ko. Ang tanong lang naman yung survey. So, I wanted to know what people's perceptions are in the problems that they think they need to fix so that they can be a better trader. That was my intention dun sa questions. And based on that, people believe that they lack discipline, that they also are having troubles with their emotions. Yung sinabi ko kanina, yung chart trauma, visible din siya sa results ng survey. Nakikita ko na talagang may mga unprocessed things na lumalabas yung fear, lumalabas yung resentment and hindi pagkaka-move on sa mga previous losses. It's really interesting, di ba? Kasi every trade is supposed to be a fresh trade without any other attachment to your previous trades, right? So that it can have a better chance of being a profitable trade. Do you guys agree with that? Yeah. But then we can't help it. It's human nature to base things from the past. Okay lang if logical. But if you base things from the past and how you feel about it on the unprocessed chart traumas, abay, good luck. So nakita ko, nagka-validation again based on the answers dun sa survey na talagang yung focus ko of helping people with their emotions and their energy can really definitely benefit traders. It was really obvious on the answers.
Ang dami ko pang questions.
Alam ko!
Bakit ganon? Bakit ganon?
Kahit ako na problema ko, paano ko ba ito sasagutin? Na maikli lang. Pero parang kailangan mas bigay yung, yung background, yung context para makita talaga.
So basically parang talaga we should be exercising for all kasi based sa result of survey most of us have this chart trauma, parang ganun yung lumalabas or we're basing our next decision from our previous one. So very insightful. Parang ganun naman talaga as coaches merong talagang madalas ganun yung mga nako-coach natin, di ba? Coach Yel, Coach Nicole.
Yung gusto kong itanong talaga yun, pero hindi ko alam kung pwede pa ba tayo magtanong.
Pwede pa.
Bibilisan ko.
Siguro
Kasi may question pa ba from the survey or Pwede na ba ako magtanong?
Nakikigil na si Coach Paul. So gusto niya itanong.
Siguro na lang. Sige, kompletuhin muna natin ang pinangako nating output sa sa audience, sa mga kapanalig natin. Sige. Please type andito pa ako kung nandito pa kayo nanonood sa FB Live. Yeah, para naman
Coach, nangihingi pa sila. Part 2.
Part 2. Ayan. May mga nag-reactivate pa ng Facebook just to watch this special LGG episode. Grabe. Shoutout kay Iceman.
Thank you po. Salamat po.
Ayan.
Okay, andito pa sila. Ito. Ayan.
Siguro ito na lang muna yung last question based for the trade. So, ayan na, ang dami pa nilang nandyan. So, siguro more on the, natanong na ni Coach Shell yung about sa trigger, how to be triggerless. But how can we manage, practical application on how we can practice being
Mm,
triggerless.
yeah. So aside from yung ating pause is power and shit sandwich, make it a yummy sandwich. Yun lang ang ano nyo, keyword nyo, I wanna be a yummy sandwich. So I will
Yung sandwich. Ang ganda.
Ah, and then yung sinabi ko, brain dumping every morning. It's a thing. It's really a practice
Ah,
that I require for people because when when your cup is full, then pag nabangga ka konti, tatapon talaga. Okay? May matatapon talaga. Pero pag empty ka, kahit mabangga ka, walang lalabas. What does that mean? Pag may nangyari lang na konti, hindi ka agad maiirita. So you're not actually super, triggered. So what else? Exercise. When you exercise, there are proteins and other molecular structures that I forgot the name of, but you can Google it. Okay, there are like molecular structures that in your muscles mismo that are actually antidepressants. Like they are only triggered when you exercise. Your your muscles really have to be broken down in order to release those good hormones. So when you have a high number of the good hormones, you're less irritable, you're less triggered, you're less anxious. Okay, you can think better and you're just in a better mood. Okay, so exercise, meditation. Oh my God. So you know what, guys? I actually have an ebook. It's called Five Mindfulness Essentials, and we're happy to give that to the audience that we have here. Those who answered the survey, we can send that to.
Wow.
ganun.
So, nandun yung lahat ulit. I explain it in more detail. So, mindfulness essentials, it's very simple. It's also the things that I already mentioned, but there's so many other things. Just asking that question. Ngayon, may pakialam ka na eh. May pakialam ka na sa energy mo, emotions mo, sa mental health mo. Now, you can notice things more. You can yes, you can know things and also notice when you are being an annoying jerk. When you're a person who is a little bit toxic kasi parang walang gustong kumausap sa'yo. Parang walang gustong
Ano
magtanong
po,
sa'yo.
no?
Approachable.
The vice versa, no? Kasi you're not just, parang hindi ko yung receiver, but you're the giver of the toxicity.
Exactly. I'm team. I know my team is here with me. I would love to give the audience and the coaches like the mirror theory workshop and the mindfulness essentials because it's just an amazing parang start to really become so much more self-aware, especially about triggers. Because in the mirror theory workshop, I talk about why the triggers exist and what they teach you. So instead of trying to run away from the triggers and trying to hide them, they become your teachers. So from triggers to teachers. So yun, they become, a tool for you to get to know yourself so much more because they are such a beautiful gift. It's not something that is negative at all. It's a tool for healing. And when you reframe your perspective about triggers, you become powerful and you become unstoppable. And the self-awareness journey becomes explosive. Talagang head-on ka talaga. Yun. So, kasi hindi ko na masasagot lahat eh. Wala na tayong oras. So, I'll just give you some other resources that we have. I give away for free naman. You're very welcome, guys. I'm really happy for those who are here. Um, thank you sa mga lovely comments na nandito. Thank you.
Ayan. Thank you, Coach Sarah. Tatanong mo ba, Coach Nicole?
Hindi na, nasagot na. Nasagot na yun.
Tanong mo, Coach.
And then, exactly yung question na, yung strategy na we can start right now. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
So you can outsmart yourself,
Ayun, nag-comment na yung yung partner ko, Ria, right there. So she's I have an app. And when you download the app and sign up with your email, like you can get access. May bayad kasi yung app, but if you're here and you get this registration link, you can get the access for the freebies that we can send out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's very, very generous of you, Coach Sarah. Okay, so habang habang pinaproseso natin sa utak natin yung mga natutunan natin tonight,
Ah,
Yan. So please type
iba-iba.
kung ano pa yung mga ano nyo, pinaka nakuha nyo tonight sa comment section. Siyempre, ilagay natin yan dyan. Um, and, okay, nawawala na naman yung ano ko. Hindi ko nawawala yung camera ko. Ayan. Okay, so, Coach Shara, okay lang naman magstay ka, but we have some few announcements. Coach Nicole, pa-flash na lang.
Okay. Sige. Hold on. Okay, so
So coaches, here's the trader of the week in TDU. No, congratulations to Carl Clian. I think nandito siya nanonood. So hi ka naman dyan, Carl. So best trader for May 2023 with achievement of 632.59% portfolio. So Coach Sarah, yung mga trader of the week namin, yung mga featured trader namin, yan talaga yung mga namamaster na somehow talaga yung sarili nila when it comes to looking at charts. Ayan. So next coach.
teka. Next. So, medyo matagal yung ano, wait. Hold on. Nawawala kasi. Sorry. Nawawala yung ano.
So while that coaches, we're inviting everyone inside trader development na mag-join sa ating nalalapit na padayon. Oh, wait lang. Before yan, Coach Shell.
Okay, sige. About Padayon, ayun, we're inviting everyone, no? Nalalapit na. Paulit-ulit ko yung emphasize it's on June 17. Yes, and meron tayong mga nagaganap lately sa Discord na meron tayong mga TD throwback para mag-recall ng mga happy memories sa mga past events natin. And then meron din tayong mga fitness challenge brought to you by Coach Ron. Nandito siya kanina, no? And yun, abangan nila yung mga susunod pang announcement. Yung location is secret pa rin up until this point, but yun, abangan nyo. Sa June 17, magsasama-sama tayo ulit and magbabanding in person, hindi na virtual lang. Ayan.
Very yan to. We're inviting everyone. Sabi nga namin, padayon lang. Tuloy lang guys, tuloy lang sa journey. Nandito lang tayo para matuto pa at sabi nga, maging better people, better trader. Okay, so next event, we're inviting you also to RTC on the next run. So the first one was on May 13 and the next one will be on June 3 and June 24. So again, open pa ba registration ito, Coach Nicole?
Meron pa, Coach. Kindly check yung Discord announcement for the details.
Okay, kindly check Discord announcement. So kung natuto kayo at you can see the testimonials of those who attended the first run of RTC. So join kayo sa June 3 and June 4 and grabe, mas juicy pa yata to and new and improved. Okay, wala na ba Coach? Okay,
Coach, meron pa akong babatiin na isa.
Yeah.
So, sandali. Ito, congratulations sa ating featured trader, si Miss Mia Del Rosario. Ayan.
Wow, anong nation yan, Coach?
Ayan. So, hindi ako familiar sa nation niya, pero congratulations on your successive wins ng April, ano?
Yun, okay. So, that's all for our announcement. Thanks for magbabasa lang ako ng mga ano natin. Wala na masyadong naglagay ng learnings nila kasi nalagay na nila. And everyone, Coach Sarah is thanking you. And we're receiving a lot of love from our audience dahil talagang natuwa at mukhang ang dami nila talagang natutunan at babaunin at i-apply sa mga susunod na araw. And that's all thanks to you, Coach Sarah. So aside from the book and other baka meron kang gustong i-promote, Coach, dito para sa mga nakikinig, baka may mga interested.
Actually, may nag-mention nga si Lady. Ba't mo alam, Lady? My meditation, actually, it's not a class. I'm facilitating the meditation in person. So, ano lang siya, impulsive decision lang. Sabi ko, before I fly back to Australia, gusto ko mag-in-person event ulit. So, mag-meditation gathering tayo, tapos mag-workshop ako about boundaries, consent, and tough conversations, and creating better intimacy in your relationship. So, medyo naging ano siya, event instead of just a meditation. I think sobrang konti na lang spots. Parang puno na. Ay, sorry. Puno na po. Galit na yung team ko. Guys, wag na. Sorry. Lumipat na kasi kami ng room kasi puno na yung first.
Kanya
But
ng mix.
yeah, if you guys are interested, please, how do we find out if they're interested? So that we can announce, and then pwede kayo kasi nga sobrang bilis talaga na pupuno para ma-priority naman namin para maka-experience din kayo nung events and workshops.
Do you have an FB page para i-follow nila or something, a link that they can
yeah. Sige. I don't even, honestly, I don't even post it on my public pages, but you can follow my page, Becoming with Sarah Suyom, or you can follow my personal account. Minsan mas mabilis doon yung responses. So just my name, you can find me on Facebook. You can follow our Instagram as well, Sarah M. Suyom, and I think we have a new one, Angels. Nandyan pa ba yung aking team? Nandyan pa ba yung Instagram natin? Or ito na lang, ito yung best kasi very intimate na group namin. Matatawa kayo sa name kasi talagang for fun lang siya. Ang pangalan po ng group is Magical Beans. It's an inside joke na nabuo sa team namin. So, ginawa ko siyang Facebook group. Pero matindihan ako doon mag-live, magturo, mag-post, and mag-invite for other events. Usually, doon ako nag-first drop ng mga ganap sa buhay namin ng team ko. Yeah, we do Q&As there. We actually have our own paid community, very focused on emotions, energy, spirituality, manifestation, subconscious reprogramming, all of the things that we talked about as well, identity upgrades, all of these things na mas focused siya. But I can maybe talk more about that some other time, or if you guys are interested, download nyo na lang yung app ko and the resources, and then have your own personal experience with the work that I do, and then we can talk more.
Yon, thank you Coach Sarah sa mga audience namin. May mga comment tayo dito. Just click the link yan ni Miss Rhea. And also yung yung link nung app, medyo natabunan na, so hanapin na lang natin siguro later, Coach Nicole, no? To star it para makita ng mga audience kung na-miss nila. So again, thank you Coach Sarah for sharing us your light, and magpapaalam na tayo sa audience natin. Sige, we can start, Coach Nicole. Ay, wait lang, buti may nakita ko, no? So guys, P4P Batch 3, magsa-start na kami May 20, but registration is already closed, pero pinapapalag lang ng ating assistant training Coach JM. So, shout out lang natin. P4P Batch 3 happening, onboarding na on May 20. Okay, so Coach Nicole, any final words?
Ayan, so rest if you must, but come back stronger. So, pahinga-pahinga din mga sis.
Thank you. Well,
Ako gusto ko muna mag-thank you kay Miss Sarah, kasi parang I found someone na very in line yung interest with my personal interest. So, ang dami kong questions about shadow work, about setting boundaries, about identity upgrade. Pero I guess, ipa-follow ko na lang yung Facebook group and your Facebook page. So, magtatanungin, mag-aabang ako ng mga classes.
Message mo ako, mag-usap tayo, Yel. Feeling ko nga marami-rami kang...
Mahaba usapan to.
Hindi ata sagot yung nabigay ko sa'yo. Mas lalo ata kang nagkaroon.
Baka parang mas hindi ako makakatulog. Charot. Pero we definitely enjoyed yung session tonight. And nakikita ko talaga sa comment section, grabe, parang everyone is requesting for part 2. So again, thank you, Miss Sarah. And ayun, maraming salamat sa mga umattend tonight, especially the lady traders, And I'm here to remind everyone to live courageously. Yun lang, Coach Sandra.
Thank you, Coach Shellen. So, guys, we still want your voice, your feedback. So, please email us at dearletsgogirls@gmail.com if you want to have some topics discussed here. Be it technical, self-mastery, or business mastery, you're all welcome. Babasahin namin yan. So, just know that we are receiving and accepting requests. So, that's it for me. Ang iiwanan ko lang sa inyo is stay amazing and padayon lang. So, that's it. Let's go, girls.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.